I heard you say something as well that if you want to persuade other people, you should make them feel clever.
Yeah.
Explain this to me.
I refer to this as maybe the most dangerous persuasion skill there is. And what the 10-second brief is, I'm going to put a Lego right here on the table in front of you. And I'm going to put another Lego right here on the table in front of you. And I'm just going to keep having the conversation to where eventually your brain is going to be like, oh, I bet those things go together. So the idea came from you. So I'm going to give you one piece of information and another piece of information, but I will never put them together for you. And the reason is that any idea that you think came from your own mind, you have no ability to resist it. So all I have to do is make you have an idea. So a regular example of this is, let's say you're watching the news and they say, local Austin woman has been reported missing. Neighbors said that earlier this day, people saw her arguing with her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Details after the break. So,
yeah.
And your brain is like, oh, I know what happened. Yeah. Oh, I know exactly what happened. But they make you feel clever.
Yeah.
They give you a piece of data and a piece of data, but they don't tell you to put it together.
The media do this all the time.
Yes. And if you can do this in a courtroom, it will be the biggest unfair advantage you'll ever have in a legal standing, because it'll win lots of trials. The way that, like, if there's a formula on how to use this is, here's a piece of information here, and it's a piece of information that you will absolutely agree with, that makes sense to you, and another piece of information that makes sense to you. It has to be two things that make sense to your brain, because it's like you're not going to experiment with something that you're not familiar with. So two pieces of familiar information close enough together where the brain is going to say, oh, you know what I can do? I'm going to put those two things together.
Isn't this how conspiracy theories take hold as well?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was, yeah. There's a big enduring conspiracy theory that someone like Bill Gates has done things that are nefarious as it relates to health. And they're like, I guess the two pieces people are connecting is they're saying, well, he's worked a lot. He's very rich and powerful. And he's very, very interested in health.
Biotech.
And vaccines and all these other things. And someone very, 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 very powerful. We often think of, very powerful, successful, influential people as being somewhat like evil or not having our interests at heart. And then someone who's spending a lot of money on like health and medical side of things is quite an unusual thing. So we put two and two together. We have, we think they have bad intentions because they are a billionaire. Yeah. And that word is, comes with certain preconceptions. And then health, and then a pandemic happens. And I think people, this is how I think a lot of conspiracies rise.
Name a movie from when you were a kid where the bad guy or where the super rich person in the movie wasn't the evil.
Yeah.
I mean, it's programmed into the media. It's a definite programming that was very deliberate in our country. It's like always the rich people are evil. But then people will say, oh, well, Tony Stark was rich. They made him a sociopath. Step one of reading people is permanently assuming and understanding and knowing that we are a product of our childhood, all of us. And it's typically we're a product of childhood suffering and childhood reward, and that equals our adult behavior. So if I just live from that perspective and I have conversations from that one perspective, that means what I'm seeing in an adult and what we teach is these 6 social needs, not human needs like water and sex and all this kind of stuff. These social needs that we need. So how do I need to be seen by other people? So this is layer 1. There's 3 layers. There's social needs, how we make decisions, and then our end life goals. Like, what do I want the final chapter of my book to say? Like all of this stuff I need. So the 6 human needs are significance, acceptance, and approval, intelligence, pity, and strength. So if you're in a conversation just one-on-one with a person, within like 3 to 5 minutes, they're going to start revealing a lot of those things, not just through their clothing. And you might see like super tight fitting shirts or like crazy outlandish things like adding to themselves. Like my hair is a way bright neon color or something. I've got some weird shirt on. So we know that person from 100 yards away. We know that person is significance driven. They need to feel significant, and that has to be reflected by other people. And you'll also hear them say how they manage lots of teams, how they mentor lots of people, how they're in charge of hundreds of people at the company they work for, or how everybody kind of seeks them out for advice. Then we have the acceptance people. And the acceptance people are typically use terms like we, us, our. They'll talk about groups and membership. They'll talk about being at a company and talking about like all the sales team there. Everybody goes out on Thursday nights. We had a great time. We all get along together. So they'll talk about teams and groups. And then we get into approval. And approval people are more likely to seek permission. So they're more likely to seek some kind of reassurance from you. They might say something like, I've got to give a speech on Thursday, but I just know I'm going to suck at it. I know everybody's going to hate it. Just so like you, Francesca, you'd be like, oh, no, you're going to do great. You did great last time, and everybody loves it when you speak on stage. You're great. And that would be more the approval. And then we have intelligence. You'll see people wearing the Harvard University t-shirt and sweatpants. All of these things that convey, in a conversation, they'll say, I published a bunch of papers on that. You're going to hear them say, like, I remember when I was at X university, or I'm a professor of X, or I got my degree in X and as an expert in X, Y, and Z. You'll hear a lot of that. And pity, we think that pity really wants us to hear them complain. And pity is where we make a lot of mistakes. We hear people complaining about their life and traffic and all this, like our friends bitching about sitting in traffic for an hour or two. And our instinct is to say like, oh, it's not that bad. Like you put on a good audiobook or do something that benefits you during all this traffic. They don't want to hear that at all. They want us to understand how bad they've had it and what they've been through. So it's journey. Everybody wants us to comment and recognize their own hero's journey. That's basically what those needs are. And then the strength, we have people that are posturing, puffing up the chest. And we have all manner of behavior that we could do from this. And we all have one of these six. And the moment that we learn the predominant needs that someone has, it's usually two of these six. If I know it's a significance person, I automatically understand that their insecurity is feeling insignificant instantly. And this is 3 minutes. I know more about their deep insecurities than their friends and family in 3 minutes, just from listening to basic phrases. And this is the preschool level of this, and it's still more advanced than most programs out there. If I know that it's acceptance, and that's their primary social need, I instantly understand that the hidden insecurities that person has is about being rejected, being outcast, being kind of exiled from a tribe and feeling not belonging. So a lot of what we're really looking at here are the needs are typically what was missing in childhood. And that's kind of what we're seeing when it comes to a person.